What's going on, everybody? K to the 2 here with week 11 of the National Pokeball League. This week we are going up against Trev and Forest in the Atlanta Braviarys, who are sitting atop the whatever conference they're in. I think they're the luxury conference. I can't even remember the conferences of my own league. What is wrong with me? It doesn't matter. We are going up against him. He has a great team. Really disgustingly bulky with the likes of Cresselia and Registeel and Umbreon and whatever. Also with the very scary back end. Well, back end. Very scary Mega Charizard X, so we need to keep that in mind, as well as the couple of other offensive threats he has, such as Nidoking and Porygon Z. So we need to keep that in mind when team building for him. So let's go ahead and jump right into the game plan to see what I brought. So getting right into this game plan, we can see number one priority is to set up rocks or any sort of other hazards that I can get up against him. Throughout the season, he has not had a whole lot of hazard removal. At the very beginning, he had Starmie and traded it away for Nidoking, leaving him with absolutely one Defogger, which isn't even viable because Charizard using Defog is not preferable. So in free agency, he went. Whoops, that's gravity in action. In free agency, he went and grabbed Kabutops, which gets Rapid Spin, and Hitmonlee, which gets Rapid Spin as well. Both of which I feel like he is not going to bring against me. What did I drop? It's getting really on my nerves. There it is. Okay, it's my guitar cable. Anyway, back on track. I do not feel like he is going to bring Hitmonlee or the Kabutops because he has 6 other things that do well against my team. So if I can get up rocks, that will completely hinder, well, not completely, it'll hinder his Mega Charizard on switch-in, as well as just wear down his really bulky team, because I'm gonna need it if I want to beat him. Next plan of action we have set up with Azumarill. I'm bringing the same Azumarill set that I brought last week. Last week, if you don't remember, I brought a substitute Salic Berry Belly Drum Azumarill. Now, this will allow me to really run through his team because he doesn't have a whole lot. After a Belly Drum, with an Adamant Nature, I'm going to be able to destroy everything on his team. Nothing on his team can live that except for Registeel. If he does bring the Registeel, I'm going to have to wear it down a little bit first, get it around 50 to 60%, somewhere around there, before I feel comfortable setting up with Azumarill, which means is really imperative that I do, in fact, get up my rocks and my spikes. I don't even think I mentioned who I'm setting up rocks with. I'm setting up rocks with Skarmory. Man, this narration's really sloppy. Please forgive me. Not the biggest of deals, though. Anyway, we are going to try and set up with the Azumarill sometime throughout the game. I was debating whether or not to bring a Perish Trapping Azumarill with Whirlpool and Perish Song, because I felt like that could be able to take out the Registeel, the Alomomola, and the Cresselia all with relative ease, really, because Azumarill can take those on one-on-one, especially with Rest, and if I had Heal Bell on my team, I could cure that. Doesn't really matter. Let's move on. Last bullet that I have here is Clean Up with Mega Scizor. Mega Scizor 100% destroys his team. He has literally 2 things for it, and once Mega Charizard is gone, and once Registeel, like Registeel isn't even that good of a check either, because it gets the Mega Scizor gets superpower, so it's not the best matchup for it. He also could be running Nidoking, which could be kind of scary, especially if he throws Flamethrower on it. Not that big of a deal though. Mega Scizor with just Swords Dance, Bullet Punch, and Bug Bite can completely wreck Trev. So that is what I'm going with this week. Let's go ahead and jump right into the match, and I will explain everything that I'm bringing instead of just these 3 things on the game plan. So, looking right at it, you can see that I am indeed bringing the Skarmory, Azumarill, and Mega Scizor. I am also bringing a Max Physically Defensive Swampert this week. Max Physically Defensive Swampert is able to deal with Mega Charizard really well. After a Dragon Dance, even Mega Charizard's Dragon Claw is doing 75%, and I can return KO with an Earthquake, especially after Rocks. And then his Charizard will be dead. I'm also running Roar on this Swampert, just in case he wants to start setting up Coal Mines with Cresselia or whatnot. It's a Rest, Sleep, Talk set for Swampert to maximize its survivability. Next up, we are bringing a Choice Banded Infernape with Flare Blitz, Close Combat, Mach Punch, and U-Turn. Choice Banded Mach Punch is there just in case he wants to start setting up with like an Agility Porygon Z, and of course the other moves are just kind of self-explanatory. That's what you run on any old Infernape, Choice Infernape. Next up, we are bringing a freaking Choice Scarf Sylveon. Choice Scarf Sylveon is able to really catch him off guard. It outspeeds Mega Charizard if he doesn't have a Dragon Dance up. It can outspeed the Kingdra. It does a whole lot of damage to Cresselia, so if I'm able to weaken it, I can fire off Hyper Voices against it. It does about 75%, I think, if I did my calc right, or if I remember right, against Porygon. And I'm running Hidden Power Ground because that's really the only coverage I felt like I needed with Sylveon. I'm also running Shadow Ball and Heal Bell. Heal Bell is just there for a rogue Scald Burn or something that I would not necessarily enjoy. So looking right at the team preview, I already know what my lead is going to be because Skarmory, I need to get up Rocks. So that's indeed what I'm going to choose to do against Trev. The Rocks are going to be a huge help, especially because you can see that he did not bring either of his Rapid Spinners like I predicted. He did not bring the Hitmonlee, and he did not bring the Kabutops. So, Rocks are huge, of course. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to get Rocks up first turn. He leads with the Porygon Z and goes for the Thunderbolt turn 1. That brings me down to my Sturdy, and I need to really start playing around this Porygon Z, because if he's Specs or Scarf, that could be a real hindrance to my team. So first things first, I'm going to switch right into Sylveon, and I am going to see whether or not he is choiced. Right here, he goes for the Thunderbolt, and that does Scarf damage or Expert Belt damage. Because right here you can see that I outspeed him. Normally that wouldn't happen if he was a Choice Scarf. And I'm going to be able to, you know, get wrecked with a crit Tri-Attack from this Porygon Z, really hindering Swampert's survivability. So I'm going to decide to sack off my Skarmory here, because it really wasn't going to do a whole lot the rest of the match, and I really needed to start getting some momentum in this match. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go straight out into my Infernape. If he is afraid, of the close combat, he'll switch out, but he's apparently not, and I'm just going to go ahead and U-turn out, doing a solid 50%. I'm going to go into Sylveon and not take this Tri-Attack super well. He knows that I'm Choice Scarf now, and if he really doesn't want to lose his Porygon, he's going to switch here. So I actually, I hit Hidden Power on accident. I probably would have gone for it anyway, but I accidentally hit it. So Hidden Power Ground is going to take this Nidoking down. It does about 80%, and that's crazy. No, it doesn't. That does about 70%. And he shows the Sucker Punch, which is able to take out Sylveon. Now, Sylveon goes down, and I am down 6-4 early. This means I really need to stick to my game plan in order to win this game. Right here, I'm going to come in with Infernape again, get off free damage. I know a Choice Band U-turn can kill a Nidoking, even though it's resisted, because Nidoking's bulk really isn't, it's kind of lacking. So he's going to get switch initiative because I am going to U-turn on out. He's going to see what I go into. I'm going to go right into Swampert, and I forget what he goes into. Swampert, I felt like, was the most expendable member on the team right now. So I just went straight into it. Right here, predicting the Tri-Attack, I am going to go straight out into my Scizor. Could have been risky if he was packing the Hidden Power Fire in order to hit everything on my team super effectively. However, of course, he goes for the Tri-Attack, and I can force a switch here with a Bullet Punch, or just take the Porygon out. So that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to Mega Evolve, fire off a Bullet Punch, and that is going to be a dead Porygon, pulling myself back into this game. He's going to go straight out into his Mega Charizard right after this. And that is really scary. We got rocks up, so that's going to bring him down to 50%. I really do not want him to kill me off, so I'm going to go straight into my Swampert. There's no reason for him to try to set up here. He could go for the Roost, and he could go for the Flare Blitz, both of which are good plays against my Scizor. He's going to opt for the Fire move. No, he goes for Thunder Punch, revealing that he had that for my Azumarill. Otherwise, I could have brought like a Perish Trapping Azumarill, and it would have done a whole lot of work to the whole of his team. But instead, he's going to do that, kill my Swampert off with a Dragon Claw, and this is my chance to go into Infernape and really capture some momentum. I am going to predict his switch out here, predicting him to fear the Earthquake or Close Combat, both of which would kill, and I'm going to click the U-turn, and this is going to grab me the exact momentum I need to get back into this game. So this is my chance to set up with Azumarill. Azumarill is going to be able to come in here, set up a sub, bar if he's like Choice Specs Hidden Power Electric, but why would he ever? He wouldn't. So I'm going to go ahead, go for the substitute as he goes for a Scald. Scald is not going to do anything to my substitute. He possibly could have been fearing like a sub-Focus Punch set, which really would be scary against this Alomomola. But I am going to set up the Belly Drum in his face as he goes out into his Kingdra. I'm going to get my +6 attack from Belly Drum and my +1 speed from my Saddleback Berry, being able to outspeed this Kingdra. So I'm going to click the Play Rough, and it is going to destroy this Kingdra, and the game is over. No, never mind, I missed. So that's going to be a real hindrance, because now I don't have my substitute, and he can really play some mind games. Right here, I am going to connect with this Play Rough, and that's going to take out the Kingdra. However, I lost my free substitute and the chance to destroy everything on his team with the Play Rough. So he's going to go out and do his Charizard, fearing that he's going to outspeed me, because he can if he's a Jolly Charizard. I'm just going to go straight for the Aqua Jet, which kind of sucks because he's going to go into his thing, stupid, fat, disc, and get some Rocky Helmet damage off. So that means I can really only get one hit off and destroy this thing. However, he makes the switch into his Charizard here, sacking it off really for no reason. I'm going to go ahead and go for the Play Rough, and Play Rough is going to take out his Charizard, and he only has 2 Pokemon left in his Alomomola and his Cresselia. His best play here is indeed going out into the Alomomola, god, that's hard to say, and getting the Rocky Helmet kill on Azumarill. So this actually puts me in the lead. Azumarill going 3-1, putting in an insane amount of work. Could have had the sweep if it didn't miss that Play Rough, but that's just how things go sometimes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go out into Mega Scizor, because 1-on-1, I should be able to beat a Cresselia. I have enough investment to live Hidden Power Fires from a Cresselia. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to first gauge if he's an offensive set or a defensive set, so I'm going to go straight for that Bug Bite. Assuming that I outsped him, which I did, I'm going to, especially with the damage calc that I ran, see that he is a more defensive set. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to set up a Swords Dance not once, but I'm going to go for a second one on the next turn. This will ensure that I KO this Cresselia. He does overpredict here and goes for another Moonlight, only getting him like 3% of his health back. So I'm going to go for another Swords Dance. I know I can live any sort of hidden power he could be going for. And that is going to be the case. I live with about 25, 20, 10%. Yeah, that's about 10%. And I'm going to be able to kill this Cresselia off. I just did 100% damage to a Cresselia. That felt so good. Oh my god. Okay, so we won this match 2-0. Put us at, what, 2 losses, 10, what week was this? Week 11, so that puts us at 9-2, I can't math. Puts us at 9-2 on the season, 9-2 with plus whatever. It's on the screen right now, but I can't see it because I haven't put that slide up on the screen yet. Anyway, that was a really fun match, Trev. Thank you for agreeing to play on Wi-Fi and making it look like a really nice match. Really close, really tight. I had a really good matchup against his team, especially with the mons that I brought. So, I mean, he is a really good player, and you could see that he made some predictions to keep himself in that game, get ahead early. So go ahead, check him out. His link will be in the description down below. Next week, well, there is no next week or a week after that. I am going to make a video explaining what happened to weeks 12 and 13. So then, of course, I'll see you guys next time.